They call it the Asus ZenBook Duo, a 14-inch dual-screen 3K laptop that is color accurate, has the performance of some entry-level dedicated GPU devices, but the battery life of your favorite Ultrabook. If you're considering purchasing this laptop, then you found the right video. I'm going to walk you through the features, benefits, and the things that I love about the ZenBook Duo. Huge shout out to Asus for sending over this laptop and letting us check it out. They've been a great partner on this channel for a long time. Now, the defining difference between this laptop and many others is obvious with the dual screen. Now, one thing that I absolutely love about this is whether I actually use the lower screen or not, one thing that I often always aim for with any device that I'm using is ergonomics, good posture, making sure I'm approaching a device for not only productivity, but for long-term health. How many times have you seen yourself or somebody else in a coffee shop hunched over a laptop like this? It's just really bad for you. Over time, you're gonna lose posture, you're gonna start to fold your shoulders in, you're gonna start to have that arched back and that extended neck. It's not a good look, nor is it a good thing for your health. And so what I love about the ZenBook Duo, whether you're standing at a desk or sitting in a chair, you can retain good posture by having the laptop positioned at an angle where you're not looking down at the laptop like this. You can go ahead, stand at the desk properly, rest your arms evenly at the desk and take a look directly at the upper screen, and then glance your eyes down at the lower screen for any key details. But this, right off the bat, is enough for me to convert from a regular old laptop to the ZenBook Duo. Health and posture are of key importance to me for the long work days I put in behind a computer, and I'm sure you do as well. So not only do you benefit from having two screens, but you can always elevate the second one on the kickstand, whether you're on the go or at your home office. Now let's talk about those displays specifically. As mentioned, we have two 3K displays, and this is ASUS Lumina Pro, meaning that we have a max brightness of 1000 nits, as well as a general kind of standard brightness of around 485 nits per my test. And so if you're going to be running this at say 20%, for getting great battery life on this device, you're still sitting around 150 nits of screen brightness. All right, jumping back to the screen, we'll talk about battery life in just a moment. Now looking at the screen, we have 100% DCI-P3, 95% Adobe RGB, and 100% sRGB on this device with a 0.95 delta E. So this screen is highly color accurate. For those of you that are not tuned in on all the different color metrics, you have the gamut range, which is the amount of colors that the screen can reproduce, and then you have the accuracy, which is the delta E. So how accurate is that screen at reproducing those colors? The lower the delta E number, the more accurate. So it's nearly completely accurate below 1. Now something to highlight about the latest 2026 model, we have a new anti-reflective coating on the screen, creating 60% less reflectiveness on the 2026 version versus the 2025. And the peak brightness on the 2025 version was 500 nits. We now have, as mentioned, 1000 nits of peak brightness on the 26 model. So if you're deciding 2025, 2026, there are a lot of features on the 26 that I definitely recommend leaning towards, and we'll work through those as we make our way farther through the video. So not only do we have 144 hertz, so you can do some gaming on this device, it is Pantone validated from the factory, as well as having true black 1000 HDR for darks, and really nice, sharp, vivid colors. But we can even click this device into e-reading mode. You go into your My ASUS control center, go ahead and click e-reading mode, and you immediately turn the screen to black and white. It takes the edge off of the fatigue for you when you're reading a book or reading through different articles and blogs. And so it's really nice to have that feature. On top of that, if you do want to stay in color mode, do note that this is TUV, Rhineland, low blue light certified, so you can have the best screen for the lowest amount of fatigue on your eyes if you got long work days ahead. Before we get into the performance details and options for the ZenBook Duo, I'm gonna go show you my favorite feature on the keyboard, and that is the swaparoo. I call it the swaparoo, not really sure what it's called, but you just click this button and you can immediately push things back and forth between screens. Now it's going to be whatever you have selected at the time. If you're like, man, I got to get that out of there, you just select the swaparoo button and you're good to go. Probably has a more technical term, but I'm not using it. Please go ahead, comment below right now. I want to collect your comments, your questions, and go ahead and put some of that information into the next video to make sure your questions and concerns are answered. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the performance of this device and the different options available. We have the Intel Core Ultra 7 355H. And the Intel Core Ultra X9 388H. and which one is right for you. The big difference is going to be 8 cores and 8 threads in the 355H versus the 16 cores and 16 threads inside the Intel Core Ultra X9 388H. Now the benefit is they both have 32 gigs of RAM. So from a multitasking standpoint, from the RAM, you're in good shape for both models. So from a CPU core standpoint, you're gonna have better multitasking and single core performance out of the X9 processor. So if you're somebody who's looking to do video editing or photo editing at a medium to advanced level, I'd recommend the X9. However, if you're gonna do basic multitasking, you're a student or a business owner who does not work in creative work, then the base model could be a good fit for you. Now let's talk about the big difference between the Intel graphics and the Intel Arc integrated graphics. I'm gonna be editing 6K video on the go. I'm going to be editing photos. I'm going to be creating short form clips. I am a business owner as well as content creator, and so I have a lot of different use cases for my laptop. And so not only do I wanna be able to edit some footage on the go, but I wanna have good battery life because I am on the go so much. If you're somebody who's looking for a productivity workhorse, dual screen, but you're more of a dedicated video editor or 3D modeler or motion designer, I would definitely check out my head-to-head review versus the Asus Zephyrus Duo, which is a laptop with a dedicated GPU and dual screen design. This has integrated graphics. So if you're looking for battery life and good performance, the ZenBook Duo. If your main importance is productivity and performance, I would look at the Zephyrus Duo because the ZenBook's gonna have better battery life, which I'll show you in just a minute. Now let's go jump back and look at those integrated graphics. For the Intel graphics, we have 4 Xe3 cores. For the 386H, the entry-level model. For the 388H, we have the Intel Arc graphics. It is the B390, 12 Xe3 cores. 3 times the cores inside of that, and we have 120 TOPS for the Arc graphics in the B390. And so if you're somebody who's looking for more performance on the go, I would choose the higher tier model. Personally, that's what I have in front of me. Those are the benchmarks you're going to see in this video. Now, what blew me away about the ZenBook Duo is that inside of Photoshop, plugged into the charger, we're seeing scores above a laptop equipped with a dedicated GPU, the RTX 5060, the Asus ROG G16. And this is gonna have better battery life and more features and functionality than that device. Now, keep in mind though, that device is gonna showcase more strength inside of gaming, 3D modeling, and full-on dedicated video editing because of the nature of the GPU. However, what that benchmark shows us is for creator tasks on the go, this laptop is up to par with some of the top performing devices on the market. Now, and of course, this laptop would not be complete without the Asus Pen 3.0. Now, this is MPP 2.6 with 4096 on the pressure sensitivity, and this came in the box. Now, I would check your listing to make sure that, when you order this device, it does come or does not come with a pen. Confirm your listing. Mine did come with a pen in the box, and the sensitivity is solid. Asus has really continued to up their game on the stroke and sensitivity, especially for somebody using Photoshop. If you're doing digital art, you can see as you add pressure to the pen, you can see that brush stroke get thicker, and as you lighten up, you get those nice light, thick flick strokes on the screen. And so I'm really happy to say that the technology continues to translate into this device, and you're gonna have a great device for on-the-go digital art and even more flexibility in the different ways that you can utilize the 2 screens. Now let's go ahead and transition into the design and build quality of this device. I'm gonna drop the keyboard right on top here, it just magnets in place, and now you're charging it. I'm gonna go ahead and close down the back stand and shut the laptop. This device is under 1 inch thick, all said and done. Even at the back, it's 0.92 inches down to 0.77 inches for the device. You can see the weight and thickness coming up on the screen, and it is under 4 pounds for carrying 2 displays and a keyboard. Now the ZenBook Duo is not limited in ports at all. We have HDMI, Thunderbolt 4, headphone jack, and an additional USB-C port to charge the keyboard. Now go ahead and flip the laptop over. We have a USB Type A and another Thunderbolt 4. So you have dual Thunderbolt 4 ports on this laptop. And then of course, our power button. You have a vent on the right side panel and a vent on the left side panel. So this laptop is going to stay cool very well, even under heavy workloads. Now going ahead and looking at the bottom of the device, this is where I'm wildly impressed with this device. They've improved the hinge design over the 2025 model. It's more compact and discreet, still all aluminum. So you have this aluminum fin that's super strong. You have the aluminum hinges, and it folds ever so discreetly into the bottom of the chassis. So the design on this just continues to get better and better and better. As we go ahead and open the device, you can see that that hinge folds into the chassis. And so it meets right there in the center, completely flush, top screen to bottom screen. And what's even crazier is that they were running a test at CES and they had a 20-pound weight here at the center. And they were pressing down on the middle hinge like this, and it showed great strength for that hinge. Now, as we're looking at the bottom of the device, you can see 2 speaker grills on the bottom. But there's also audio that comes out from the keyboard. There's a total of 6 speakers on this device. And I have to say, good bass, good mids, and nice, strong, clear highs. To be honest, I did not expect such good audio out of this device. Here's a sample of the audio so you can hear for yourself. This is the webcam on the Asus ZenBook Duo, the 2026 model, and a little sample of the audio for you as well. Now, the device itself is a ceraluminum chassis. Now, this is Asus reinforced aluminum surface that's extremely scratch resistant, 30% lighter than aluminum, and 3 times stronger than aluminum. It's been drop tested from 50 centimeters at all different angles, and this is Milstead tested. So they've opened and closed the device 40,000 times. They've opened and closed the hinge 40,000 times, and the laptop just keeps on ticking. The top display can take up to 11 pounds of direct pressure, and the bottom panel can take up to 33 pounds of force on its display. And the detachable keyboard has had 1 million strokes typed on each key. Now, this keyboard is one thing I really want to point out. It is, I wouldn't say an engineering marvel, that might be a little extreme, but it is without a doubt one of the best keyboards I've ever tested, and it's not even because it is detachable. I mean, look how thin that is. The keystrokes are smooth and quiet. They're very responsive. I like the spacing around the keys, full-size shift keys, medium-sized arrow keys, and a very comfortable, quiet click to the trackpad. I prefer typing on this keyboard compared to any other keyboard in my office currently. Even my beloved gaming keyboard, the clickety-clackety keyboards, this is one that I prefer above that. Here's a sample of me using the keyboard and trackpad so you can hear for yourself what it sounds like. This laptop has 5 different configuration settings. We have the standard laptop, the dual screen, which is horizontal dual screen. We have vertical dual screens. And then of course we have share mode, where you can either share a duplicate of your screen, or you can offer your viewer a separate view if you want to share something different. Now, there's a few things that I really like about the device is you can access some quick features. Take all 10 of your fingers and tap on the screen, and you get the on-screen keyboard, or 3 fingers, and you get the on-screen trackpad. We have a desktop style 19.5 millimeter key pitch, and we have a 1.7 millimeter key travel for this, making it a truly desktop or full-size laptop experience keyboard. This keyboard is not an afterthought whatsoever. It is craftily engineered to feel like a real laptop experience. Now let's talk about the upgrade path. On the Asus ZenBook Duo, you have easy access through the back hatch underneath the flap to access a M.2 SSD. You will not be able to upgrade the RAM in this device, but it's very easy to upgrade that SSD. Let's talk about the battery life and battery size in the 2026 model. They've actually split 99 watt hours between 2 batteries, one in the top display and one in the bottom display. It comes with an ultra portable USB-C 100 watt charger block. If you're running on a single screen, you can get up to 15 hours of battery life for productivity and 16 hours of battery life for streaming video playback. Now, if you go ahead and remove the keyboard and run both screens, you're going to get 10 hours for productivity and 11 hours for streaming video playback. Now, if you're gonna push the laptop a little harder and utilize creative tasks, on the single screen, you're gonna have 6 hours and 37 minutes for Photoshop. Basically, I ran the Photoshop Puget Systems benchmark on repeat until the battery went dead. And for dual screen, it's gonna be 4 hours and 12 minutes for the Photoshop benchmark on repeat till the battery goes dead. Really solid for how much performance this has. And another key note is you're actually gonna score an 8,800 on the Photoshop benchmark when you are unplugged from the charger. So you're only dropping 400 points from being plugged into the charger to unplugged. That is amazing. In the past, not to give digs towards thin and light laptops or even Intel, but in the past for Intel thin and light laptops, when you unplug the charger, you would see a substantial drop in performance. And with these new chipsets, we're not seeing that anymore. Great news for this device and others running the new Ultra X9 chipset. Now, I'm still running benchmarks on this device, so I'm not gonna give out my full benchmark run through. I'm gonna have a video coming out in the next couple of weeks where I have finished fully benchmarking this device and showcase its performance in video editing, see what's possible in 3D modeling, and other tests. If you're somebody who needs on-the-go battery life, doesn't want to compromise on performance, and wants to have a laptop design that suits good posture, ergonomics, and productivity, the ZenBook Duo is next level and should definitely be one of the top contenders when you're considering purchasing a laptop. Please comment below if you have any questions, whether it be the functionality, the build quality, the performance. I want to answer those questions. So if you comment now, I'll possibly include answers to those in future videos. Thank you so much for watching this one. I'll see you in the next video.